Hey guys, Scott Full here, back with another video, and today's video is Championship score predictions, game week 43. Well, I was planning on doing it a bit earlier, but I thought I'd do it this evening instead. Thought I'd just do things differently today. So today I'll be giving you all of my score predictions, on what I think is going to happen at the weekend. The Premier League score predictions are coming out tomorrow, because I always tend to do the score prediction video one day before the actual games actually tend to kick off. Well, hope everybody is well and is enjoying all the football that's back on. I just don't know when they're going to allow fans back into the stadiums. I've heard in non-league they might be able to, but in Premier League Championship, well, League 1 possibly, in League 2, I'll say National League possibly as well. You won't be able to social distance in some of the stadiums, even in non-league really. So right, let's get into the video then. Right, the first game is Huddersfield Town versus Luton Town. Two teams down at the bottom end who are struggling to pick up results. Honestly, I think that Luton are not playing too bad. I think they've learnt from that 5-0 demolition of Reading that they lost to, and Huddersfield aren't doing the best they can. And the first win of the restart because of the pandemic was against Birmingham, who never turn up for the small team against the teams that are lower than them. So for this game, I'm going to say Huddersfield Town 1, Luton Town 1, because I think Luton cannot be ruled out of this game. Huddersfield aren't doing too good. If any team's going to win this game, I think it would be Luton, but I'm going to go a 1-1 draw because both teams are struggling down at the bottom end of the table. If Luton go down, that might be a good thing, because at least if they go down to League 1, they can learn from things in the Championship and get even stronger in the League 1 and then get stronger into the Championship. Right, the next game is Fulham versus Cardiff. It's a top 6 game. Fulham at 4th versus 6th. Well, Cardiff actually lost their last game to Blackburn, who actually challenging for promotion, so anything can happen. I think any team, I'll say, from maybe Blackburn or Bristol. I know Bristol are in bad form, but you still cannot write them off still, because anything can happen in that league. I think Sheffield Wednesday, Reading and QPR are all out of the playoffs now. I don't think they can get in there now. Well, for this game, I'm going to say here that if anything's going to happen in this game between Fulham and Cardiff, it's not going to be a draw in my opinion. It might be a draw, but if any team's going to win, it's going to be a 1-goal decider between each team. For this game, I'm going to go Fulham 1, Cardiff 0, because Fulham have won the last 3 games. So I just think they'll just nick it past Cardiff, perhaps. Right, the next game is Derby versus Brentford, or 3rd versus 8th. Honestly, in all fairness, I think Derby can't be wrote off for this game. Well, they have just lost to West Brom, and they didn't play very well in that game. Well, in that game, they were without Martin Waghorn, Tom Lawrence, and Jack Marriott, and it's not easy without all 3 best players. Well, Louis Sibley got sent off, which was never a sending off, for just getting his foot out of the West Brom's legs, and he said that as a foul for doing that. I think they need to look at these referees who are actually managing, controlling these games and making the decisions. So for this game here between Brentford and Derby and Brentford, I'm going to say a 3-1 win to Brentford. Derby 1, Brentford 3. I think everyone knows Derby are going to concede, but I think Brentford might concede 1 perhaps, but I think Derby might get 1 past them at least. Right, on to the next game. Charlton Athletic versus Reading. Wow, not too sure on this one. Well, both teams down at Reading are mid-table, lower mid-table. Down lower table, and Charlton are just like 1 point out of the relegation zone, but they play quite well. honestly, Charlton don't deserve to go down. Well, for this game, I'm gonna say I think it'll be a very flat game, very boring. And I think it'll be another one goal decider again. So I'm going to say Charlton 1, Reading 0. I think Charlton will get the goal. Right, let's move on to the next game. Preston North End versus Nottingham Forest. Well, for this game, I think that Forest might win, but Preston recently just beat Sheffield Wednesday. When any team in the Championship get any sort of win, you can go on a massive run of results and form. You can. So for this game, I'm going to say Preston North End 1, Nottingham Forest 2. I just think that they've got a bit more quality than Preston, but Preston cannot be wrote off for the game. Right, let's move on to the next game. Barnsley, relegation threatened Barnsley versus Wigan Athletic, who are currently might be suffering a -12 point deduction, and they're in administration. So honestly, before they were put in administration and called in administrators, they were actually getting some really good results. They were. And they recently lost 3-0 to Brentford on the first game since he went into administration, which you would expect because Brentford are a very top team, but you look one of the favourites to maybe go and win the playoffs, maybe. Look, with all fairness, I think for this game, I'm going to say Barnsley 0, Wigan Athletic 1. I think knowing that they beat QPR at the AW Stadium, knowing that they've got confidence going into that game, being in administration, and there were 2 games in when they have been in administration. They picked up 1 defeat, 1 win, so that'll give them a bit of confidence because they've won against a team that are higher than them. So I think for this game, I think Barnsley might go down now, but they have been playing all right though. They haven't been playing too bad actually. So I think Wigan might nick it 1-0. Right, the next game is Blackburn Rovers versus West Bromwich Albion. One of the teams there that I absolutely hate, really. West Brom, one of Wolves' rivals. Well, I think West Brom are getting their form back up now, and they scored about 5 goals in the last 2 games. So it's always good. It's been good to see. After they beat Brentford, after they lost to Brentford, they had actually not scored in the last 4 games before that. So for this game, and Blackburn are not doing the best they can, but they did get a good win against Cardiff last, and Bristol. Cardiff and Bristol, since the restart, who have 2 teams that are actually challenging for the playoffs, so anything can happen really. So for this game, I'm going to say Blackburn Rovers 1, West Bromwich Albion 3. I don't really want to say West Brom are going to win, but really in these predictions you've got to be honest with form and stuff in the Championship, really. So 3-1 to West Brom. Right, the next game is Hull City versus Millwall. Millwall aren't doing too good now. I don't think they're going to get into the playoffs now. When they got if Bristol and Blackburn are still a couple of points off the playoffs, there's no reason why Millwall still can't get in there. Millwall have actually had quite an impressive season, actually. Well, they've got a good manager behind them who's a good Championship manager, and he knows how to get teams into a mid-table position up near the playoffs. So for this, also, on the Hull side, Grant McCain's got a lot of problems with squad depth, and he had a lot of injuries before the restart, so I think the break has benefited Hull a bit. So since the restart, they got 3 defeats, 1 win, 1 draw. The win came against Middlesbrough, and I think they were in West Brom. They put in a good effort, really, and they put in a good effort against Bristol. So they put in a lot of good efforts at lots of places. So honestly, Hull used to be in the Premier League. I've heard that they've had not many fans are turning up to games. They weren't turning up to games, and they haven't got 2 good owners. I've heard, really. The Allams have got. Not many people are going and stuff. Honestly, I know how it feels to have bad owners, really. When we were in the Championship, we didn't have the best owners, Wolves. until the Nuno and the Chinese owners came in. It's the only time when I supported Wolves that we played very well, really, with the Chinese owners coming in as our owners and Nuno as our manager and his team. So for this game here between Hull and Millwall, I'm gonna say Hull City 1, Millwall 0. Do you think Millwall? I think Hull might actually have to put in some good efforts against a lot of other teams. I think they might actually win this one. Right, the next game is Middlesbrough versus Bristol City. Two teams that have recently had new managers. Middlesbrough have had Neil Warnock appointed and Jonathan Woodgate sacked. Bristol City had Lee Johnson sacked, but they haven't got anybody in yet. So for this game, I think this is a draw, 1-1 draw written all over it. So I'm going to go Middlesbrough 1, Bristol City 1. Nothing between the two teams, because knowing they've had each team has had the manager sacked, knowing they're under a lot of pressure from Bristol being up in the playoffs and Middlesbrough being down the bottom end. So each team are on the opposite of the table. So 1-1 draw. The next game is Queen's Park Rangers versus Sheffield Wednesday, who sorely now cannot qualify for the playoffs. So for this game, I think I'm gonna say a 0-0 draw. Really, Wednesday aren't playing very well now. I think QPR and Sheffield Wednesday are gonna be playing like a really flat team and a team that aren't really that bothered. So my prediction's 0-0. Right, the next game is Stoke City versus Birmingham City. Well, we all know that Birmingham City never turn up for these games. They never do. They recently just lost to Swansea. And what makes it worse for them is with the bad form they're in and not a win since the restart is now Pep Clokit was meant to be leaving at the end of the season, but now he's actually thrown in the towel and departed now. I think that's naughty, that is, really. You should not be doing that. I don't see the point of managers leaving or being sacked. I know I'm not talking about Pep Clokit being sacked, he just decided to leave. But I can't see the point of leaving a club with a couple of games to go, really. If 4 or 5, 3, a bit more than that. Can't see the point, really. In the Premier League, there's only 4 more games left of the season. When in the Championship, I can't remember how... In the Championship, I can't really remember how many games there are left, really. But on Birmingham's side, really, Birmingham, you cannot keep a manager for less than a year, for less than that. You can't keep a manager for a year. The lucky is you can keep one for about 6 to 9 months. Gary Monk was the best manager they ever had. The Birmingham owners or boards had never have sacked that manager. Well, Pep Clokit, I think that's naughty on his part leaving now, because that club could get relegated out of like nowhere. Every single season they seem to be down that sort of position every single season. Whoever is owning that club needs to, and the players need to get on sorting themselves out. So for this game, on Stoke's side, they got a thumping 4-0 win last game, and currently now they're just playing against Leeds United. And you're going to check the score while I'm on my video, so I may as well include that on my video. Or it's 4-0 now to Leeds. So Stoke at Leeds 4, Stoke 0. So the goal scorers are Helder Costa, who has just recently signed a permanent deal with Leeds and has confirmed to part in Wolves. Obviously, in the end, I wasn't really that bothered on Costa leaving, but when we were struggling before the Chinese owners came in, he was our best player. So I can't really accuse him for anything, really. He was my favourite player at one point. So anyway, I thought I'd just check those scores for you. I'm going to check the Premier League scores for you while I'm at it. So it's Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0, and Everton just got a goal before half time. So it's Everton 1, Southampton 1 in that game. James Ward-Prowse missed a penalty, and then 3 minutes after, Danny Ings got Southampton in front, and then Richarlison got a goal for Everton. I think near half time now, and it's 1-1. Right, on to the prediction for the Stoke Birmingham game. I'm going to say 2-0 to Stoke because Birmingham just never turn up in these games. Right, on to the next prediction, which is Swansea City versus Leeds United. Leeds are doing very well now. Like I just said, they're currently winning 4-0 with about 5 minutes to go. So I think, I said 3-0. Well, I was on the right track though, wasn't I? Right, for the Swansea Leeds game, I think Leeds, right, I think they've got it now. I think Leeds and West Brom are going to get automatically promoted. And I think this game, Swansea City 1, Leeds United 2. I think Leeds are going to get a solid win and a result that's actually said mathematically on paper. Right, we're at the end of it. That's all my predictions, and we are at the end of the video now. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And please do go over to my Scott Holmes football content page on Facebook. Until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.